Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's continuous discussion on Bhagavad Gita. And today we are on chapter 16, the title of Divine and Demoniac Nature. Okay, what is divine and what is demonic nature? Krishna will be explaining in this particular verse. So as usual, before we start, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Darati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Saha Gana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jayapataka Swami Tinamine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradaine Gaurakada Damadaya Nagaragrama Tarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasacharya Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Viknanadaine Prabhave Namaha
Tapuna.
Madhya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namasute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasidanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambra Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Upaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Bhava Bhumistum Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannatayate Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhayo Namo Namaha Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Garatise Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namustute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashari Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Hari Om Tat Sat. So, welcome everyone. So today we're meeting after 2 days break. It is just look like a Monday blues. All right. So the 2 days as though feels like we have not met or spoke for a long period of time. All right. So I'm feeling it that way. So missing all of you, all your wonderful association in discussing Bhagavad Gita. So whenever the Bhagavad Gita is spoken, that place and that environment becomes so auspicious. Okay, it's a very auspicious thing to do Bhagavad Gita, whereby when we study Bhagavad Gita is considered the place that has become sanctified. It's considered that we have visited all the place of pilgrimage in the universe. It is considered that we have taken bath, we have taken a dip in Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Godavari, Sindhu, Kaveri, and all that holy rivers. And also, it is also considered that we have visited all the holy tirthas. Okay, just imagine Tirupati, Vrindavan, Mayapur, Kedrinath, Badrinath, Muktinath, Puri, Jagannath, just name it. Just all that holy tirthas we have visited, consider all the holy tirthas. So it's so auspicious. So that's why daily recital of Gita in the morning and also in the evening. It's also mentioned in Mahatmya that a person is not considered an ordinary kind of person. Okay, it is equivalent to the gods. That means he has all the qualities of the devas. Huh? But of course, but when that quality, we have to practice it. We have to develop that quality. And of course, that quality we can't develop artificially. Oh, okay, from now onwards, I'm going to know. It doesn't work that way. That quality will be the side effect of studying the Bhagavad Gita. In life, in material world, everything we do, we have a side effect, right? We have a side effect eating too much. We have a side effect taking certain medicine. We have a side effect of our certain decision. In anything, there's a side effect. Okay, but ultimately, all the side effect in this material world, it is painful. All the side effect here, it bring you misery. Okay, because you all have experienced that, have seen that with your own eyes, with your own lives, and also should have been experiencing that, right? But the side effect of studying Bhagavad Gita is unbelievable bliss, extreme happiness, the conviction, and fearlessness. Okay, any one of you have experiencing on any of this fearlessness, especially? I think Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu is very fearless. Yes. Are you there, Prabhu?
I don't think so.
You still have fear. Yeah, you are having fear because you are very dependent. All right. If you really think about it, if you really sit and analyze, that's why I said always make a journal. Okay, in your journal, you really see. Actually, it looks fearful, but actually it's not fear. All right. Yesterday I was in Malacca. Saturday went to Malacca for my wife's side. The youngest girl getting married, her youngest cousin. So yesterday was the wedding. So when there, one of my wife's uncle was hit by massive stroke. All right, he had a stroke, and so he was on the wheelchair, and he came and sat in the place we all were sitting there, because it was a poolside wedding, so it's very hot, so all was sitting in the shelter, and he was there sitting there, and I saw him eating something. Then I just looked at him. I say hello. Then he was just staring at me. He was trying to recall. Then somebody else came and asked, "Hi, uncle, how are you?" He said, "Can I have a tissue? Can I have a tissue?" Then he took the tissue. Somebody gave him a tissue. And you know what? He was holding the tissue. He was just like, "How are you?" He was just closing his eyes and he was crying. He was crying. And my children saw that and he was like surprised because they have not seen adult crying. So when he saw him crying so pitifully, right? So the lamentation was, what did I do wrong? Why am I got this disease? I'm a vegetarian, I don't have any bad habits and everything. And now I got stroke. I can't do anything by myself. So when he was crying, I saw the agony and uh, the fear, the agony and the fear. Then after my son was watching, then I just looked at him. I said, "Do you know why he's crying?" He said, "Yeah, I don't know. Because he has so much of attachment. He was so much of attachment. And because these people who devoid of this spiritual understanding, especially, they are under the spell of material nature. They are under the spell. Okay, spell means what? It is a kind of curse, right? It's under the spell of a material nature. And he was in so much of agony. And whoever come and say, "Hi, uncle, how are you?" And he burst out crying again. So until the niece were telling, just let him eat first. Don't disturb him. So they try not to say anything to him. All right. They just go there, say hello, how are you? And just go off. So that pitiful crying. All right, because he was just sitting right in front of me. The pitiful crying. So pathetic. Pathetic in the sense of not criticizing him. Pathetic in the sense of the kind of the situation. Okay. Imagine many years ago, he should be consoling a person who having that disease or whatever it is. Someone come down with this kind of condition, you should go and console. Don't worry, everything will be okay and fine. And now he got it. And he's lamenting. And these girls were coming and saying, don't uncle, no worries, everything. But in the future, the girls also going to go through the same environment or same kind of situation. It's not the disease I'm talking about, the same kind of situation. So what we understand from here, this material world is not an conducive place, and it's not a place for us. Okay, it's not a place for us because this place is, there's only miserable condition and nothing else, right? Whenever you see that things are getting so and so frustrated, like yesterday we were coming back and I saw that motorbikers, it was like the whole thing, the crazy mud rampage, I saw one motorbike was coming very fast. I was just looking at my right. There's no person, only the motorbike with the light and everything is coming fast. I was thinking, what is this? How come the motorbike is coming by itself? When the flow overtake, then I see one flow was there. Superman. So what I reflected is, actually people have no fear for death. Why? Because they have died so many times. They have taken so many births in varieties of living, varieties of life. They have died so many times. So they are so used to death. All right. But at the same time, reflecting what happened in Malacca to my wife's uncle, I was telling, the only thing that people are lamenting is the disease and old age. As they get older, they get more frustrated. They're trying to I've seen like all that people who know when they come for the wedding, they try to put their level best, they try to dress their level best, and they try to look their best. But there was so much of visible wrinkles on the face, visible this, and you see that when they look any young girls who are like, they remember their older self, and they all look so frustrated. All right, of course, because I'm reflecting based on Bhagavad Gita, I'm getting this kind of realization. Okay, so that's the thing. So this world is not an conducive place for us. It is not a thing. So that's what the Bhagavad Gita is teaching. How are we going to come out of this place systematically? Okay, systematically and not artificially. All right, like the day we discussed about motivation, I think we even asked about motivation. So what is motivation? Artificial inspiration. All right, just like excitement. All right, you want to be excited, so they artificially take that ecstatic ecstasy pill. That ecstasy pill they used to take, when they go to the pub, and they start to shake the head. I got a police friend. He said, how do you know them? They all look so sober. Very simple. Go to the pub, on the light, just put the music, and they start to shake the head. We catch these fellas. These fellas all taken this ecstasy pill, right? So they cannot control when the excitement comes. They all have to do it very artificially. And that goes, the same things goes to the motivation. All that motivation, inspiration, and all these things. They shout, they scream, you can do it, you can. All these are super artificial. Artificial imposition of the mind. So the real, what they call genuine way of achieving this kind of ecstasy, right? The genuine way of achieving this ecstasy is by studying the Bhagavad Gita. I know I've seen that people who have not even started chanting, they start to feel ecstasy studying Bhagavad Gita. And after that, when they reimpose it, I mean, when they add on more ecstasy, all right, they add on more ingredient, when they start chanting, they see that ecstasy level has no bound. Okay, so we did this reflection. Let's start our today's program. And I just like to quickly recall what we have read on Friday. Okay, first of all, the Mahatmya. We spoke about the Mahatmya, which was so interesting. Mahatmya. It says, Abhicharot Bhavam Dukkam Varashapagatan Chayat Nopa Sharpati Tatreva Yatra Gitar Chanam Grihe. The sorrow caused by terrible curse or black rites can never enter the home where the Gita is worshipped. Or in other words, the sorrow, whenever a person is cursed, whenever the person has sent black magics, or whenever this person is entangled with this kind of spirit and all this kind of, that the tantric stuff, they are not suffering, but they are in great sorrow. All right. Because the suffering become a habit, become a second nature, they go into a very deep sorrow. Okay. That means deep sadness. The same thing when we practice bhakti, when we chant Hare Krishna, when we study Bhagavad Gita, we will be happy. But when that happiness becomes an habit, it turns into bliss. Bliss means something that you cannot explain, a kind of beautiful feeling. And similarly, the sorrow means it's a sadness that becomes so intensified, you can't explain, you become so sorrowful. All right. So that means those who study the Bhagavad Gita and worship the Bhagavad Gita, the curse, like the terrible curse or the black magic or whatever it is, will never enter the house where the Gita is worshipped. All right. And we also, the title was The Yoga of the Supreme Person. And we also discussed about the tree. Do you all remember? We discussed about the tree. So the first thing is the tree, which is the root is at the top and the branch and the leaves at the bottom. So what we understood here, all the knowledge, there's a 4 division of Vedas. Okay. And through that division, there's so many subdivisions. So all the divisions are considered the branches. Subdivisions are considered the twigs, and the leaves are the mantras, the Vedic this thing. So we see there is a big, huge tree, all right, where the tree is, the root is upwards and the branch is down. So what is that understanding is, in all the trees, okay, as we go on, we study all about all the divisions of the Vedas, Shastras and everything. And ultimately, the idea is to know Krishna. Okay, so we studied that, right? You all remember? I hope you all remember. So all the things rooted to Krishna. So in Krishna says, in every Vedas, I have to be known. But at the same time, we saw another tree, which is the real tree, where the root at the bottom. The root is at the bottom, and the branches are at top. So the roots are born by fruitive activity. That means we have material desire. So the tree grows very deep rooted, and all the branches and are nourished by these 3 mode of material nature: goodness, passion, ignorance. The twigs are sense object. The leaves are Vedic hymns that encourage on these what they call this materially motivated. I want to do this, so I do this mantra. So I want to achieve this, I do this prayer. I want to achieve some goals, I do this thing. So these are the leaves, and the fruits is the result of that activity. At the same time, in chapter 15 also, Krishna says that with firm determination, we should cut down the strongly rooted tree. Okay, very strongly rooted tree, we have to cut it down, this thing. Okay, then what else we studied? And we also studied about in what if one pollutes his consciousness like cats and dogs, he shall take birth like cats and dogs. So the example that we have seen, what happened when a person cannot control the senses, if the tree, the deep-rooted tree is so strong and the sense gratification is very strong. So where the sense gratification is always there, right? Number one, to eat. Some people love to eat meat. So these are the people who take birth among the carnivores, like tigers, lions, wolves, and all these things. And those people who love to eat everything that flies, that swims, that jumps, and everything, if you see the people in China, my God, even they eat dogs. Because I'm preaching to the China devotees, so I need to have this thing called WeChat. So that day I was thinking, WeChat channel. I say, what is the channel? I clicked. It's just like a China version TikTok. And the food, oh Krishna, the way they eat everything. They slaughter turtle, the tortoise. They eat. They show how they kill the tortoise, and they show how they kill the dog, and then eat. And they show how they kill the pig. One side pig is getting killed, another side pig is enjoying the food. Oh Krishna, it's horrible. All right. So these are the people will turn into a pig in next birth because they have a strong desire to eat everything. And the third example that we discuss also, a person, like nowadays the girls, ladies all like to be very revealing, right? They like to stay, they say that I got a beautiful body and this beautiful body is my greatest asset. So therefore they would like to show their body. Just like Miss Universe or models, and even actresses, all these people are all like to show their beauty. All right, the beauty, and without any restriction. So these are the people who will become a tree in next birth. And fourth exciting things that everyone likes to do is to go on sleeping and hibernate. All right, now it's the rainy season, so nice to sleep. Of course, not all of us, but what I'm saying is that people who so simply love to sleep. So these are the people who turn into a bear, because you see the bear always sleeps. All right. So that's a quick reflection. So anything else you like to share? Anything that you think you have learned, or any takeaway that you have inspired on that day? Anyone?
Andy?
Yes, Sheila Mataji? You want to say something? Anything that you have inspired you on chapter 15? Anyone else? Okay, no one. Okay, so okay, no problem. So I'm not feeling. Oh, okay. Sure, Prabhu. Vaishnava Prabhu, no problem. Okay. So, okay, so there's no reflection. Okay, we will continue on today's topic. Where is it? Okay. Okay, so all right. Okay, so today we start with chapter 16. The title of the chapter is The Divine and the Demoniac Nature. What is the divine nature and what is demoniac nature? Okay, so let's take darshan from ISKCON Vrindavan, Sri Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Sri Sri Krishna Balaram, Radha Krishna. Okay, so today we dedicate this program to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And also we dedicate, this program is inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, GBC, and also spiritual master. And I also dedicate this program to late Anadi Jagannath Prabhu of Bangalore ISKCON Sheshadipuram, the creator and the brainchild of the Essence of Gita program worldwide. Okay, let's look at today's Gita Mahatmya. Gita Padam Cha Shravanam Ya Karoti Dine Dine Krattavo Vajimeda Medadya Kritastena Sadakshana. Gita Padam. All right. Cha Sravanam. So that means great sacrifice such as Ashwamedha. Ashwamedha is a kind of sacrifice which is not practical in this Kali Yuga. Ashwamedha sacrifice is considered among the sacrifice, among the fire sacrifice, everything, among the sacrifice, Ashwamedha sacrifice is the topmost. It's huge. All right. And it costs so much of money. Okay. There's a story, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1. After the war, after that war, so this what they call Yudhishthira was thrown as the king of Kuru. Then first thing he want to do this Ashwamedha Yagya. So the Ashwamedha Yagya, what they do is he want to do because there's so many people have died on both sides. So just to please their soul or something like that. So he wants to do that Ashwamedha Yagya. The Ashwamedha Yagya only can be done by the emperor. The ordinary king can't afford to do that. So what is emperor means? Emperor means the one who controls many kings. All right. In our culture, we have the things. First is Raja. All right, Raja. Okay, Raja means king. Maharaja means the great king, the one that controls few countries under his control, right? Then third we call Chakravarti. Chakravarti means Agung, or in Malay is called Agung. Okay, first we have Sultan, then after that we have Agung. Raja, Raja means the prince. Now in Malay this is thing, but Raja means first is Raja, then above Raja is Sultan, and above Sultan Agung. Agung means the one who controls all the other sultans. Agung, supreme. So that means in English we call emperor. Only the emperor can do this kind of sacrifice. It's not easy. And when you want to do that, Yudhishthira don't have money, don't have enough, what they call, don't have enough fortune, assets, gold and all these things. So he couldn't do it. So therefore, Krishna was helping him. He said, go to one place where a former king gave a huge donation to this Brahmana, but the Brahmanas are so, what they call, the Brahmanas are so, what do you call it? Renounced, they didn't even take any of the donation. So they dropped everything in one place and they just went off. Just like a dustbin area, just drop everything, all the gold, all the diamond rubies that they got as a donation, just drop and went off. And those days, people are so cultured. And when the place they saw that so much of fortune is there, none of that citizen went and took anything from there. It's just like a dump site of gold and rubies and diamonds. All right. So therefore, Arjuna, Krishna tells Arjuna, go to that place and take all that gold and diamond, bring it over. All right. Because he said, but it's not considered because it's a donation of a Brahmana. How can we take it? Then Krishna will explain, it is already thrown. So once the thing is thrown, it doesn't belong to you. So it belongs to whoever takes it, that person. So you go and take, that's when he went and take all that gold and diamond in all so many bull carts and brought it back. And that's when they do the yagya. It's so expensive. It's not easy. It's not a joke. And of course, the Brahmana who's going to perform that is not an ordinary Brahmana. And he should be very, very powerful and distinct. So it's not easy. So now in Kali Yuga, we can't even dream about it. Not to think, can't even dream about it. All right. So it says, but so in this Gita Mahatmya says this, a great sacrifice such as Ashwamedha, right? And along with the remuneration, because you have to give so much of gift and present remuneration to the priest who do conducting this. Okay. So what it says here, are naturally, that means automatically achieved by one who daily hears and recites the Gita. If you're going to go on reading and reciting and listening, hearing the Bhagavad Gita, it is considered that you are performing this great sacrifice called Ashwamedha. So that's why it's not an ordinary thing to study the Bhagavad Gita. And if you could able to study, you could able to be enthusiastic, even out of suspiciousness, you are considered the most fortunate one. So, understanding the Gita, when Sanatan Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about the Swarupa, do you all remember what is Swarupa? We discussed this, I think, in chapter 3 or 4. What is Swarupa? Can anyone tell me? Anyone remember what is Swarupa?
Constitutional position.
Constitutional position, yes. So, constitutional position is that act, is action, but is what is Swarupa? Yes, fantastic. Kesavan, Haribol, the original form, your original situation. That means, what is my original form? Okay, my original this thing. Okay, that's Swarupa. Good. So when Sanatan Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya about the Swarupa of every living being, the Lord replied that the Swarupa or the constitutional position of the living being is to render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All right, to render. So that means the original form of you is to render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we analyze the statement of Lord Chaitanya, we can easily see that every living being is constantly engaged in rendering service to one another living being, right? Everyone is engaging in service to someone, all right? When a person who are married, the husband serves the wife, the wife serves the husband, and both of them serves the children, then the children serves the husband, right? And he go out, he serves the people. Some or other they go on serving. Even the bum on the street, the bum on the street, they will have a pet dog and they serve the dog, right? The people, there's no one here that remain without serving others. So the dog will serve the master, like that. A wise being serves other living being in various capacity. By doing so, the living entities enjoy life. The lower animals serves human being as servants, serve their master. A serves B, B serves C, master, and C serves D, master, and so on. Under these circumstances, we can see that one friend serves another friend, and mother serves the son, and the wife serves the husband serves the wife, and so on. If we go on searching in this spirit, we will see, it will be seen that there is no exception in the society of the living being to the activity of service. The politician presents his manifesto, all right, for the public to convince them to the capacity of the service. The voters therefore give the politician their valuable vote, thinking that he will render valuable service to the society. The shopkeeper serves the customer. The artisan serves the capitalist. The capitalist serves the family, and the family serves the state and the eternal and the term of eternal capacity of the eternal living in being. In this way, we can see that no living being is exempt from rendering service to other living being. Therefore, we can safely conclude that service is constant companion. The service, the constant companion of the living being, and that rendering of the service is the eternal religion and living being of the living being. So that means we understand that serving is we can what they call a constant companion. All right, constant companion. That's service. Rendering service is the constant companion. But that rendering service to the companion, to me and you and these are considered service. All right. Okay, it's my service to serve my children. It's my job serve to serve the nation. It's my service to, like national service. So you're going to serve the nation. Huh? So when that service you render it to Krishna, again, when that service you render it to Krishna, it becomes devotional service. Right? So you are serving just like how you're serving, but now you're doing with devotion. All right. And that's when it's called as devotional service. So today we're going to discuss on divine demonic nature, chapter 16. Okay, let's look at this verse here, 1 to 3. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Abhayam Sattva Shangshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi Danang Damascha Yaknascha Swadhyayastap Arjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodas Tyaga Shantir Apaishunam Daya Bhuteshvaloluptvam Mardavam Hirir Achapalam Tejashama Shaucham Adroha Nati Manita Bhavanti Sampadang Daivim Abhijatasya Bharata. Abhayam, fearlessness. Sattva, cleanliness. Shangshuddhi, jnana means intelligent. Yoga, okay. Dhanam, donations and charity. Then what else we can see? Ahimsa, non-violence. Satyam, truthfulness. Krodha means anger. Akrodha means devoid of anger. Okay. Tyaga, sacrifice. Shantir, peace. Right? Then let's say Daya, Bhuteshva, intelligent, Loluptvam. Loluptvam is greed. Okay. Then, okay. Now let's look at the translation. The Supreme Personality got it said fearlessness, purification of one's existence. Purification of one's existence. That means you are purifying your existence. Cultivation of spiritual knowledge. Jnana Yoga. Can you see the word Jnana Yoga? So cultivation of spiritual knowledge. Charity. Dhanam. Self-control. Performance of sacrifice. Yagna. Yagya means, okay, Yagya. Study of the Vedas. All right. Austerity. Simplicity. Non-violence. Truthfulness. Freedom from anger. Renunciation. Tranquility. Aversion to fault finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness. Okay, the word covetousness yesterday. Can anyone know what is covetousness means? How the covetousness, Tousness. Okay, covetousness usually the meaning is like envy. Okay, sorry. Covetousness means a feeling of intense desire for something that belongs to someone else, especially for wealth and possession. That means when you see somebody else are very rich, you feel like having it. All right. Okay, the fellow got a nice watch, you want to have it. So it become a thief or something like that, right? Covetousness, freedom from covetousness means you don't envy other people's property and this thing. Gentleness, modesty, steady determination. Vigor means strength. Forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from passion for honor. Freedom from envy. You're not jealous of anyone. The jealousy becomes so severe, it turns into envy, enviousness. And passion for honor. That means you don't want people to praise you oh, I want to do this so that people will praise me, glorify me. Not that. Free from all this. These transcendental qualities of son of Bharata belong to the godly men endowed with divine nature. So these are the things that given to the godly men. A person who are very spiritual, who is endowed, that means who is under the divine nature. All right, let's look at this one by one. Okay. So first is fearlessness. So in Varna Ashram, so who is the one that's supposed to be fearless? Okay, the fearlessness means sannyas. Sannyasa means those who have taken renounce order, sannyasi, they should be fearlessness, abhayam. Mainly, all right? Every one of us are fearless, but these are the people become more fearless. All right, what is this thing? Complete dependent on Lord's mercy. Purification is one existent. Purification, sannyasi. Strictly follow the rules and regulation, especially forbidden intimate association with women. That means strictly following the rules and regulation, and especially forbidden intimate association. That means they cannot closely associate with women. Cultivation of knowledge, sannyasa. Give knowledge to the householders, their job. Charity, grihastha. That means the married people, all right, who have family and everything, they should do charity in the mode of goodness, right place, time, and person, and to the right person. Self-control, all, especially grihastha. All right. Sex life should be used for propagating Krishna conscious children. Okay. They should be always under self-control. This thing. Sacrifice, grahastha. Sankirtan yagya for this age. So this, okay. Vedic studies, brahmachari. So what do you do? They engage their mind in the study of the Vedic literature. Austerity. Austerity must be performed by everyone. Okay. Body, mind. All right. Body, mind, tongue. Very important. Detail in chapter 17. Simplicity, everyone. Simple and straightforward. Non-violence, everyone. Not checking progressive life of other living entity. That means you don't engage in, not checking the progressive life. That means they are progressing their life and you have no right to check them. Like example, like killing them for food. Okay. Truthfulness, everyone. Not distort the truth for some personal interest. Example, misinterpret Bhagavad Gita. So you should not distort the truth. Okay, when you want to be teaching, you must be truthfulness, all right? Freedom from anger, everyone. Even if there's a provocation, even you are provoked, one should be tolerant. Anger is a product of passion and lust. Okay, so what is passion and lust? Okay, example, oh, that means I'm going to be a dumbbell, right? Oh, that means if when people scold me and say, I just tolerate them, I shouldn't be angry. Yes, if possible, yes, that's answer. Because when a person who is not become angry is the person who have totally purified his mind and intelligence. All right, because they start to understand that they are not his body. When people are shouting, they're shouting at me, who is the body, who is the vehicle. All right. So when I have that idea about I, my, mine, I, my, and mine, so that means I have this kind of strong ego that says that proof my existence. All right. When I start to have that, I don't have this kind of I, my, and mine. So I will have this thing called freedom from anger. Do you know freedom from anger is actually the greatest boon? Right? In Tamil, we call varam. கோவப்படாதது குரோதம் படாதது ஒரு பெரிய வரம். நம்ம இறைவன்ட்ட வேண்டிக்கிறது வந்து என்னன்னா, நம்ம இதுக்கு கூட வேண்டிக்கலாம். எனக்கு வந்து இந்த கோபம் வராத ஒரு வரம் வேணும்னு. Okay, if you win, we just even ask, give me the boon that I want freedom from anger. Because anger is a root of all trouble. Of course, the root is attachment. All right, the first attachment. Then from the attachment, what happens? Possessiveness. Okay, this is mine. This is me. This is my house. This thing. Okay, possessiveness. And after the possessiveness, you happen. Then after that, you will come to this what they call attachment. Then possessiveness. Then from possessiveness, you will start to have this kind of what do you call? Yeah, what is the word? Attachment, possessiveness, expectation. You come with expectation. That means you want to bring up your children. You want the children to take care of you. Expectation. When the expectation is not fulfilled, that's when frustration will come in. When that frustration becomes chronic, anger will come. When a person becomes anger, he becomes more angrier. It becomes wrath will appear. First anger, then wrath. W-R-A-T-H. Krodha. Uncontrolled anger. So when that uncontrolled anger comes, the loss of intelligence. In Tamil also we can say, right? Kovam kanna maraikonu. They say if you're angry, it will blind you. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're thinking, and you don't know what you're talking. Right? At that moment, anything that you do going to put you into more trouble. Example I've given you. I think I believe I've spoke about that before. I went to that Kajang prison for preaching. There's one guy who seems to be very intelligent. And my friend asked, so why you end up here? He said, I was sitting and suddenly the fellow said something bad about my mother. He joked about my mother. And that time I was in a bad mood. I was sudden gush of anger. I gave him a tie slap and he died on the spot. And he was sentenced to jail, murder without intention, 7 years imprisonment. It is not exciting at all. So the anger will cause destruction, right? When the anger causes destruction. So anger, everyone should practice. Renunciation, all right? Renunciation means use things properly in Krishna service. That's it. Renunciation means not giving up everything, just walk out. Whatever things you have now, the computer that you have or the phone that you're having, you're listening this lecture, all right? The internet, everything that you're paying. That means you're engaging it in a very proper way. That means you're in Krishna Katha, all right? Tranquility, that means peace and equipoise. Now, we talk about aversion of fault finding. That means no necessary for fault finding, okay? Everyone should practice that. What is that fault finding? You are trying to find a fault in a person. But the problem is all of us are faulty. We have been created in a very faulty way. This material body that we are having, there's a fault, the major fault. Okay, we can't repair it. The fault of illusion. The fault in senses, we have imperfect senses. Right? The fault first is fault of imperfect senses. Second fault is we can be illusion. Because we cannot discriminate between the right and the wrong. When we see something manifesting, we tend to believe it is true. Just like when you're driving on the road, okay, I'm not sure with those days when we drive in an old road, right, in certain particular place, there'll be like a bumpy road, you can see like a mirage. You see there's a water pool in front of the road. You'll be thinking, oh, there's water. When you go there, there's no water. All right, so it's illusion. So we tend to believe that illusion. We can believe that a person who are only with his gross body, we can even address him as God. Even some jokers who come and juggle with words, they do not need even to speak. They just juggle, word jugglery. The thing, they can even become God. So it looks like, so that means sense of illusion is there, fault of illusion. So what is the third fault? All right. The third fault is imperfect senses. Then this thing, what is the third one? My memory is killing. Fault. We have imperfect senses. We have, can be illusion. We also have the fault of tendency to cheat. Okay, we have fault. That means sometimes when we try to portray something, when you want to present something, we can even cheat others. Okay, sometimes the thing is, okay, it's not so good, but you're trying to sell it, or you're trying to sell a product. Oh, that's always like that. A person cannot be 100% truthful. There'll be still element of cheat without even your intention. Okay, so there's a third fault, cheating propensity. And the fourth fault is what, Vivan?
To make mistakes. Tendency to make mistakes.
The fourth fault is the tendency to make mistake. So we can make mistakes. We all make mistake, right? Sometimes we think about it. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I shouldn't have acted like a fool there. Oh, Krishna, like that, tendency to make mistake. So with this fault that we have, what fault are we going to find on others? Just think about it. When we have so much of fault, What fault can you find on others? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry, Monday morning I asked a sensitive question.
No problem.
It's on the fault of cheating, the tendency to cheat. And this happens in temple setting where, say, on an auspicious day, the chairman or the leader who's leading the kirtan is saying that, oh, today is auspicious day. Let us do a donation for the Gita. Okay, so how many want to donate? So, people raise hands. But the way of collecting money is you give the money to the temple and you leave the temple the discretion to distribute the Gitas. So, for someone who is a non-Indian bodied devotee, when they donate whatever amount, and all that donation goes to other bodied devotees, not let's say, for example, like say for Chinese, for myself, normally when I donate, I would prefer that it goes for Chinese people,
Okay.
But the way it's being done is that you give all it to the temple, and then the temple will donate at its discretion. So they donate to all the Tamil schools. Nothing against that, Prabhu. And when we ask, okay, any for the Chinese, oh, sorry, very hard to get, cannot get. So
Again,
is that a form of cheating, Prabhu? I know this is a very sensitive question. You can
no.
off
It's
that thing,
sensitive at all. Good, you raised the question. The thing is, as I said, I think as we discussed also before, right, with CS, with CK Tan and everything. Now, the preaching is now happening according to that, the environment the person is set in. Okay. Example, if all the people who are speaking and preaching are all Indians, they naturally will go and look for a Indian body devotees. If there's all the devotees who are Chinese, they naturally will go to that Chinese body devotees. It's very natural, So the thing is, when they don't have that access to Chinese preaching environment, so that's why they find it very hard. So it is not cheating because that is that natural tendency, So that's why I'm making that situation where we want to participate in Chinese preaching activity. Therefore, in the future, we're going to have a huge Chinese congregation. So that Chinese congregation, like yourself, you say that, you are a Chinese, you're donating to that. You expect the things to go to the Chinese school or something like that. You have that thought. So one day when you become a leader, when you're going to collect this kind of donation for Bhagavad Gita, for Gita Jayanti, so you're going to do, naturally, you'll be going and targeting all the Chinese schools or Chinese congregation to distribute the Bhagavad Gita. So that is not cheating, Prabhu. That is, according to that environment, the people are, they are serving. So what you should have done is, it's okay, I would like to pledge 10 books, but I would like to have the book myself. I'll go and give it. You have that option, right?
Yes.
Yes. So if you have the Chinese book, Prabhu, you please pass it to me. I need to. I don't have access to Chinese books. I think in KL they have it. So that is not. Yes.
It's quite difficult, Prabhu, even in KL. We can't get Chinese books. I don't know why. The reason
No,
behind is just
because you know why? There's a conflict in Chinese language. One is the Chinese language, they have it in the traditional and also the Pinyin, and there's another one, traditional and non-traditional. Say, like, for instance, China, they are maintaining the modernized Mandarin. Okay, Prabhu? China
yes.
is okay. So in Malaysia, they are all practicing this modern Mandarin. Taiwan, they still want to maintain their old traditional Chinese. Okay. In Malaysia, they follow the China education system, the Chinese school. They call what Dongfeng or something like that. So they start to move on into the simplified Chinese. That's the first thing. Second thing is, in China, we cannot print books. It's forbidden. It's banned by the government to print books in China. So the only place we can print the book is in Taiwan. And Taiwan refused to settle down to that simplified Chinese. You understand the concept?
Yes, Prabhu.
So the book that comes to Malaysia, only the oldies can understand. The young people won't understand.
Mm.
Oldies who still have not come into the Dongfeng method of Mandarin, they're still maintaining the old Mandarin. So they might not understand. But the old people, they could understand. So that is the dilemma. So now they are trying to print that book in Hong Kong. But Hong Kong, the cost is beyond your imagination. And somehow it's expensive and there's so much of challenges. So that's why
Malaysia,
our
Prabhu.
Yeah?
Malaysia is cheaper. Malaysia is cheaper. Printing in
But-
Malaysia is still cheap.
So that's the idea. That's the idea. That's what we are working on. We want to create, now there's with Krishna's mercy, we got one property. Anyway, we will see, because this is what we have to discuss, because you, TK Tan and also Rusan Mataji, all of you are involved in this Chinese preaching effort. So once the thing is materialized, so I would like to discuss with all of you, because I spoke this to TK Tan, the possibility of setting up a nice place in Ipoh, so that it looks like it may matter. But now we have a center here. We have a center here. We need to create more and more Chinese devotees. And by doing that, we need to have fun, because you want to print in Malaysia, you cannot print 10 books, 20 books. It's going to be very costly. You want to print, once you print 500 books. That's when it can be cost effective. So we can print. But after print, where are we going to distribute? Right? So it takes what they call in Tamil, there's a saying, mullu mullal. That means you take a thorn to remove a thorn. Have you heard about that?
No, not this idiom, not the Tamil idiom. Yeah.
Because I did a direct translation. Sometimes when people eat fish, the thing stuck in the throat.
Yeah.
So you take another thorn to remove that thorn, or just say something stick on your leg, a thorn.
Yes.
So you need to take another thorn to peel it off, right?
Yes.
So when we have enough Chinese congregation, we can this thing. So we are working on that.
Okay. Thanks, Prabhu. Apologize for the question.
No.
Sensitive.
It's good. And somehow I also like to appreciate you, because you want to take up Bhakti Sastri. I want more and more Chinese to take up Bhakti Sastri, so you know that mood and mission, and you know how to go about it, So it's very nice, very interesting. Hope
Thanks,
to see
Prabhu.
you doing a Bhakti Sastri as quickly as possible. Anyway, so aversion to fault finding means to find a fault on someone. See, I can't even see my back. All right. How? So the Srila Prabhupada's guru, Pujapat Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, you have no right to criticize anyone, even a non-devotee. Let me tell you something for everyone's understanding. When you criticize anyone, you are taking 50% of their karma. Let me repeat again. When you criticize anyone, they can be anything. All right, look at the Malay, they're slaughtering cows, crazy fellas, nasty fellas, stupid fellas. Any kind of criticism, you criticize someone, you are taken 50% of their karma. It's not worth it. That's why you see the person who loves to criticize, they call a grumpy person, right? Always criticize, grumpy. Oh, this fella, blah, blah, blah. You see the grumpy fellas, they are not always happy. And you see they are even more miserable. They think, oh, because of their mind, they are always, they are stressed. No, when you criticize anyone, you take 50% of their karma. When you criticize a devotee, you take 100% of their karma. And when you criticize a pure devotee, you're doomed. All right, you're doomed in this hellish condition, and you will never find a situation. Anyway, it's very chronic. Anyway, I don't want to go into detail. So that's it. So that's the thing. So we cannot find. So it's aversion of fault finding, not unnecessary. No unnecessary. If you're not happy, just tolerate and just move on. All right. Even to anybody, even in our life. And imagine, this is another thing. I see it as a way of tremendous peace of mind. All right. You see things around you very not happy, you're frustrated and everything. Don't find fault. Don't even look at it, because they are all under the spell of the material nature. By your criticism of finding fault, you are not going far. But can I not find fault with my children? Oh no, that's your duty. You're going to find fault and rectify. Who can find fault? A parent on their children, a guru on the disciple. The guru's job is to mold the disciple. The guru find, hey, I heard that you're doing this. Huh? Why? He can do that. The father or mother can do that to the child. But don't go around and criticize everyone or find fault. It is a very unhealthy habit. And this habit is going to give you hell of a time. You're not going to be happy at all. All right. So now compassion for all living entities. Everyone must follow. That means we give a spiritual knowledge. It's very important. It's compassion for living entities. That's why I'm saying prasadam books and holy name. So at least distribute books. Give Bhagavad Gita to someone and ask them to think about it. Freedom from covetousness. All right. That means covetousness means greedy. Greedy. That means you say, oh, I hate the flow have that. Okay, I also want to have it. Oh, the flow going to have it. So these kind of things, no need. Greedy. Okay. Gentleness. That means you are basically friendly to all living entities. Modesty. Do not perform abominable action and be very modest. Abominable action means don't do all this kind of sinful stuff. Okay. Being very modest. Steady and determination. Steady determination means not agitated or frustrated in his effort, regardless of failure. Just think about it. Krishna says this. Not agitated or frustrated. When you're trying to do something, if the thing doesn't work out, don't get agitated. All right? Imagine if you can have this kind of attitude. Imagine the amount of peace of life, peace of mind you're going to have. We are talking even for material life. When you're trying to do something, you're trying to work on a project, it didn't work out. All right? You work so hard to achieve a goal. Say like people in MLM, they work so hard to achieve some goal. Or like in insurance industry, they work so hard, want to be MDRT. And end up, they just miss 100 FYP or 1000 FYP. Right? Oh, I was so near. Just in part, didn't work out. Finish. Don't. So this is be very determined. So not agitated. Don't get agitated. And don't get frustrated in your effort. Even if it's going to be a fail, even if it fails, right? So vigor, that means vigor. Vigor means strength, kshatriya, able to give protection to those who are in need. Okay. Forgiveness. Everyone, especially kshatriya, the soldiers, okay, the one who was, they forgive. So forgive minor offense of others when one is able to curb down his enemies. He may under certain conditions show forgiveness. Okay, example like soldiers, all right, when people come, they ask forgiveness. Okay, anyway, so everyone have to apply forgiveness. When people come and ask forgiveness, you do not need to know the intention behind his mind. Did he actually ask forgiveness sincerely? Was he very honest in his seeking for forgiveness? All that doesn't matter at all. Please do remember, you have no right to find out what people talk about you behind you at the back. Okay? The only thing is when they speak right in front of you, that's when you confront, you correct, or you prove yourself. Don't get carried away when people are talking behind you because you have no control. All right? They have the right to talk. Okay? I'm just giving an example. The crazy, they have the right. Oh, this fellow Padita Tarna is a cheater. Oh, this fellow is a bullshit. Oh, once upon a time, his life was crazy. And now he's giving Bhagavad Gita. It doesn't matter at all. When people are talking behind you, okay, the God have given the eyes, nose, and everything to look forward. And to look behind, it's not a comfortable place. It's not very comfortable to look behind, right? Neck pain, and somehow you cannot. You have to stretch your leg. All that not comfortable at all. So go on forgiving. Just let them. When people come and tell you, that person say something. Okay lah. When people sometimes they say, hey, that person say something about you. I say, okay, up to him lah. What can I do, right? Even they're going to say something rumors, just forget it. But when people come in front of you and says, please forgive me, Vivan, for I'm doing this to you, you just forgive. You do not need to find out, is this fellow really sincere in asking forgiveness? It's not, you have no right, right? You no need to worry about that. All right, just forgive. All right, just give me a second. There's a call coming in. All right, okay. So that's a forgiveness. Okay, there's a forgiveness. So we have to go on. Okay, so when people come and ask seek for forgiveness, just simply forgive. Okay, so these are because these are quality of the divine or the quality of this thing. Okay, fortitude, especially all mental and emotional strength when facing difficulty situation. So mental and emotional strength. So whenever we see sometime we are going through some kind of a challenging moment, saying that our loved one left the body or something, so we have to be strong, emotional, mental and emotional. So we don't let anything. Okay, oh, the situation is like this, so I'm fed up, so I'm not going to go to temple anymore. I don't want to meet this fella anymore. I don't want to see this face anymore. All that no need. So we have to be mentally and emotionally strong. Cleanliness, everyone. All right, especially Vaishya, the business people. The dirty buggers, because I'm a Vaishya by birth, right? We only bathe in the morning, then after the bathe at night, sometimes we are always, because we are engaged in work, so dirty anyway. So internal, so we have to be clean internally, that means mind and heart. Externally, body. All right, externally body, we have to bathe at least 3 times a day. All right, of course, if there's no facility, it's okay, at least twice a day. First thing you wake up, you have to bathe first. Don't wake up in the morning, go to the kitchen, go around. Like I know a person who wakes up early in the morning, don't even brush the teeth, go to the kitchen and cook everything nicely. Then after they go and brush the teeth and take bath. And it's so disgusting. All right. So whenever she comes to the house, she do that, I don't even want to eat the food. I said, why? No, my mother-in-law lah. No, I used to tell my wife, ask her not to enter the kitchen without even bathing. It's very sacred place. Of course, these people, they are not devotees, they don't know. First thing they wake up, they don't even brush the teeth. They don't even do anything. They just go to the kitchen, they cook everything, then only come, brush the teeth, wash the face and bathe. No, you shouldn't do that. Before I enter the kitchen, must bathe. First thing in the morning, you wake up, you must bathe. Don't roam around the house without bathing. All right, that's cleanliness. Secondly, you have to bathe after passing stool. All right, but what happens if I got a diarrhea? All right, diarrhea, you can't help it, So just this thing, then you just take a water sprinkle or just take one pail of water, just pour on your body, that's it. Must be clean, right? And anything when you cut your fingernails or you cut your hair, you need to bathe. So that's a cleanliness, right? And freedom from envy. This is something which we have to somehow or other cultivate, is freedom. Envy, envious. Oh, look at that person. Look at it. Because I was envious before. I was very envious. I mean, I'm still envy. Of course, the things doesn't leave. Right? You see somebody else success, somebody else person sometimes become very envious. Oh, look at that person. Look at this. No, don't be envy. Right? All these things possible when you go on chanting Hare Krishna and reading Bhagavad Gita. You feel so self-satisfied. The envy starts when you're not satisfied. I'm so talented and I don't have it. And look at the fellow, not talented, he has it. Envy is very dangerous attitude. All right, because of envy, you see a lot of things. All right, what happened in Palestine and the fight between Hamas and why envy? All right, it's not even enemy. Enemy also you don't fight. When he's my enemy, when I see my enemy, I don't fight. But the enviousness, like what happened in Bangladesh, the Muslims are whacking the Hindus and everything. All this is because of envy. All right, envy is very, very dangerous. That's why they said those who are very envious, the next birth they will born as a snake. All right, so born as a snake. So the snake is like, get up and just attack. So very envy. All right, so you have to be freedom, and freedom from passion and honor. Okay, must respect others. We must always believe that that's why we call each other Prabhu. Why we call each other Prabhu means what? I'm calling you as master. Like C.S. Tan Prabhu, you're my master. C.S. Tan Prabhu, Vivan Prabhu. All right, we call men as Prabhu. All right, but ladies we call as Mataji. All right, like Rusan Chang Mataji, like whoever we have here. Charna Lakshmi Mataji, Logeswari Mataji. All right, so like that we call Sumi Mataji. So we call each Mataji. So what does that mean? That means every man are my master and every woman are my mother. You must always remember that. That is that thing that we are cultivating. But sometimes we forget why we are calling each other Prabhu and Mataji. One day, I mean, of course, it's out of the topic. One day I saw one guy say, oh, that Mataji very pretty. So I think I want to go and propose to her. I say, what? Hey, Mataji means mother, I say, and some people ask me, Prabhu, your Mataji came and cooked. I say, my Mataji cooked? The Mataji at home. Oh, Mataji, I say, my Mataji, what are you talking? No, your wife lah. Ah, that's my wife, not my Mataji. So sometimes we have to understand that, right? So every woman other than your wife are your mother. And we have to show them a lot of respect. And every man is my master. So my job is to always serve them, right? So we must understand why we are calling each other with this kind of terminology, all right? So must respect others. When you can be very humble, that's why Krishna says, Trinan api sunichena. So what he says in that verse, in Chaitanya Sikshamrita, verse 2, when a person can be as tolerant as a tree. You know, when you see the tree, you hammer the tree, you whack the tree, the tree just simply tolerant. A person must be as tolerant as a tree. Then at the same time, as humble as a grass. So when you step on the grass will come back. Again, you step the flower, it doesn't protest. So when a person can be as tolerant as a tree and as humble as a grass, these are the person who can get the full nectarian taste of the chanting of the holy name. Okay. But now I'm thinking, hey, I'm just started. Can I do all this? No worries. That's why Krishna says, remember, I think in chapter 13 or 12, you know, we studied about all that, chapter 12, yes, chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga. We said all the qualities of being a perfect human being. What are the qualities? Look at it. Oh my God, can I do it? But after that, Krishna says, but when a person practices bhakti, all these considered achieved. Similarly, when you go on chanting Krishna, this is called anartha. Anartha means contamination. Yes or not? I want honor. I want people to respect me. When I give donation, I show, you know, how many books I distribute. I tell the whole world I did this. All these are called anarthas. Anarthas, or kind of ego. Right? This is a product of that false identity, false ego. So all these anarthas will leave you gradually as you chant. Right? Just like initially, we see the child pass motion in the pampers. Then after that, we try to remove the pampers and the flow go around, do the business everywhere. All right. So we don't complain, right? We just do. The child doesn't say, oh, I pass stool in my pants, I pee in my bait. Right? The parents, the mother will somehow or other will cultivate. No, okay. So slowly, Krishna is cultivating you slowly. Eventually, one day you come, you know how to keep yourself clean. You know how to where to pass stool. You know where to pass urine. You know how to keep yourself clean. Eventually. So like that, all these anarthas will be removed one by one as we go on doing this bhakti. Just by chanting and also by studying the Bhagavad Gita, it will somehow or other come. And imagine the freedom from the passion of honor is such a beautiful feeling. It's unbelievable. It's extreme peace of mind. You know, I don't care. I just do my job. Right? When people honor me or dishonor me, like sir, there's a lot of projects, even I myself experience, right? Everyone knows. There's so many things I do, but somebody else get the name. I get angry. Oh, how can lembu punya susu sapi dapat nama. Right? I did everything. I'm the brainchild. I'm the creator, but end up somebody else. And until today, the person still believes that they are the started the program. And I said, it's okay. But initially, I was very envious. The one and only person that I used to grumble is Vivan. I say, Vivan, you know, this thing happened, that thing happened. But as we go on, I just say, just forget it. Let them have whatever thing. But I did my duty. So because the studies and understandings of Bhagavad Gita, some or other will sharpen you. All right. So one should not be puffed up with unnecessary prestige and honor, but remain in one's own status. So what is my status? I remain there. And do you know that these were the habit during our grandfather's time? At least our grandfather's time. Yeah. I have seen my grandfather, despite he brought in his nephew and nephews to Malaysia from India, and they became a top-notch businessman, multi-millionaires, and everything. But my grandfather, I've never seen him being envy of others. And not only my grandfather, I've seen my friend's grandfather, grandparents, even like my friend's parents, because most of my friends are Chinese, even their grandparents. They used to say, "Tapalah, cukup makan lah. Tamau lah, cukup makan lah." That means they just cukup makan in their term is, I'm satisfied with whatever I have. Right? Like I got a friend who make tauching. Tauching means soya bean and taufufa and all these things. He had a small factory. And I told my friend, and I went and told the father, hey uncle, you buka ni kedai besar, ni orang semua mau makan. Everybody wants this tau ching and soya bean and what they call taufu fa. And she just said, cukup makan. I'm satisfied with whatever I have. And they're staying in a house like this. Ini rumah, saya tak payah, I've no need to even worry, need to lock the door. So relaxed. So this was the activity that around 20, 30 years ago or 50 years ago, all grandparents, and I think you all should have seen, they are very satisfied. But nowadays, people are becoming more and more greedier. They become more and more passionate. Like the day one guy called me up, a 75-year-old guy. He said, bro, I said, who's this? I'm so and so. Yes, bro. I found a business that can make you a millionaire. This is no selling, no nothing. I said, hello. How old are you now? He said, 75. Can you just think about Krishna, think about God, and be self-situated? At this age, what are you trying to achieve? He got a shock with my statement. He's a devotee, actually. All right, he got a shock from my statement because he wanted to come and learn Forex from me, actually. I said, no, I can't teach you. Because it's a time for you to think about Krishna, not think about making money. So like that. So it's like that. So that means he says, so this is the thing, the passion and honor is only for the young people because they are starting with life. They have that. But as we go on, we have to somehow or other reduce it. All right. So that's the thing. 16.4. Now what's the time? Okay. Shall we take a short break now? Now it's 10:15.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Shall we take a 3 minutes break? Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a very interesting topic. Just take a stretch yourself and come. Okay. That's a question. What's the difference between individual soul and spirit soul? Individual soul means you are an individual soul. Individual soul and spirit soul are same. The individual soul are called the spirit soul. Okay, Mataji? Sadguna Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, I understand.
So the individual soul is also called the spirit soul. The second question you asked, these 26 qualifications should be cultivated according to different status and social occupation order. What's the meaning, Prabhu? Please explain. Very good. Fantastic question. This is the thing that everyone should cultivate, but especially those people in that Varna ashram must really cultivate. All right. For instance, looking for honor and dishonor, Shudras. Okay. The last verse. Okay. Let me share the slide. Okay, see like this thing, freedom from passion and honor, especially Shudras. So what is Shudras mean? Shudra means the working class, all right? So these are the people, they are really hard up for this kind of passion and honor. Like for instance, I don't know whether you have seen, but I've seen, especially like, what example I can give? Okay, give you a real life example. I was, there's one, okay, the municipal workers are all working, and one of that guy is my classmate. Okay, not my classmate, my schoolmate. So, then at one day during, at one situation we met, and he was grumbling. And the way that, and after that, he was talking about he's not respected, he's not this, he's not that, even though he's like, he's not an ordinary guy, he's like supervisor and like that. Then at one moment, I saw him with his friends, okay? And they were quarreling, they were quarreling and said, no, they all tried to work so hard to impress their boss for the sake of honor. Please honor me. So the Shudras especially, even, okay, let's look at factories. All right, when we are working, you see the workers are always, they always work so hard with so much of passion, and they want honor. They want the boss to recognize them. You understand what I mean, Mataji? I don't know how to explain further.
Yes.
So these are the people. So especially the Shudras is the people who love this passion and honor. All right. So when we look at the Kshatriya means fortitude, forgiveness. So Kshatriya means the soldiers. So they must have that habit of forgiving and they must have a mental, emotional strength. Okay, especially forgiving, Kshatriya must have. Okay. Sometimes the Kshatriya says, no, they are so angry because in the nature of Kshatriya is always angry because they are warriors. If they are not angry, they don't have that, they cannot fight, right? The anger has to arouse in order to fight. Okay. So these are the people especially must learn how to forgive. This particular type of person. Okay. That's what it meant. 16.4. Dambo darpo bimanascha kroda parushyam evacha anyanam chabijatasya partha sampadam asurim. Those pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. What is that? Pride, arrogance. Okay, one thing let me tell you now, my dear Prabhus and mothers. Do not, while we are discussing this, do not try to think of someone who have that habit. You all follow me? Hey, this one, that fellow have it. Oh, this one, that fellow have it. Hey, this anger, this fellow got it. Conceit, cheating, this fellow got it. Ignorance, that fellow got it. Do you remember, you all understand what I'm saying? If you all understand, please thumbs up. If you don't understand, please ask for clarification.
Understand, Prabhu.
Understand, eh? Good. So, okay. K7 understood. Yes, very good. All right. So, when we are discussing this, especially the biggest mistake people do, when they try to think of someone who have that habit. But please do remember, we have this thing embedded in us. We are studying Bhagavad Gita for our own purification, not for the comparative studies. Okay? You're not trying to tell, oh, this one, I forgot it. This devotee, I hate that. Don't ever think that. This is for your own clarification and for your own purification. Okay? Now, pride. Those pride. All right? They have so much of pride. Arrogance. You know arrogance, right? Very arrogant. Conceit. The cheating tendency. Anger. Harshness. That means they don't respect you. Hey, look. Hey. Very harsh. Ignorance. Okay? What are these qualities? Belong to this demoniac nature. Oh, son of Pratap. Okay? Now, 16.5. Krishna continues. Daivi sampad vimokshaya nibandya ya surimata ma shucha sampadang daiving abhijatosi pandava. The transcendental qualities are conducive. Now Krishna says, the transcendental qualities or the divine qualities, okay, conducive for liberation. Okay, it helps you for liberation. Whereas the demoniac quality make for bondage. So the demoniac can make you into bond. Okay, create more entanglement. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with these divine qualities. So Krishna assures Arjuna, don't worry, you have these divine qualities. So 16.6, Sri Bhagavan Vacha Dvaubhuta Sarga Lokesmin Daiva Asura Evacha Daivo Vistarasha Prokta Asurang Partha Me Shrinu. Oh, son of Pratha, in this world there are two kinds of created beings. Only got two types. One is called divine and another one called demoniac. I have already explained to you the length of divine qualities. Now hear from me the demoniac. Now Krishna is going to explain what is the demoniac qualities you have. If you think you have any of these qualities, try to rectify it. So, pravrittim cha nivirtim cha jana na vidur asura na shaucham na pichacharo na satyang teshu vidyate. Na means no. Okay, or none. So those who are demoniac, pravirtim cha, that means the pravirtim means purity. All right. So those who are demoniac do not know what to be done and what not to be done. Neither cleanliness, proper behavior, or truth is found in them. Again, those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done. They don't know what to do and what not to do. Okay. Neither cleanliness, that means they are not clean. They don't have a proper behavior and you can't find truth in them. All right, 13, 15. Sorry, 16, text 13 to text 15. Idang adya maya labdam emang prapshe manoratam edang astidam apime bhavishyati punardanam asau maya hata shatrur anishye chaparan api Ishwaroham ahang bogi, siddhohang balavan sukhi, adyo bijanavan asmi, konyosti tadrisho maya, yakshe dashyami modishya, ityajnana vimohita. See this word, what we understood so many times, we have studied this. Asav maya hata shatru. Shatru means enemy. So now it says, the demonic person thinks. How the demonic person think like this? So much of wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my scheme. All right, I got so much of wealth, and I'm going to gain more through my plans. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future, more and more. He is my enemy, and I have to kill him. And my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocrat relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifice. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. So much of wealth I have today. There are so many people, especially the business people, all right? They call capitalist, all right? They are always think how I can gain more according to my new plan, new projects and everything, all right? And they are so happy that they have so much. And they are so excited that in this plan, they're going to have the business in the future going to grow more and more. At the same time, he's my enemy and I've killed him. I have killed him. That means, what does that mean? Here, okay, let's talk in a business terminology. Okay, so he's my enemy and I've killed him. Like what? See, like for instance, whenever a business they start to create this term called monopoly. They would like to monopolize the business. Okay, say like for instance, okay, now they say, okay, now I'm going to start a business, and through my business, I see all the other small businesses will die. So by killing them, I know I'm going to get all their businesses. So this is called demonic nature. There are so many sundry grocery shops around. All right. But this demonic government approves of building a big shopping center or the big market in that area. Okay. Example, say like for instance, there's so many other small businesses and everything. But suddenly this guy, like a big, like Econ Safe, they comes there. So they can sell vegetable which is far more cheaper than the other guys, because they buy in a huge bulk. They sign a contract. All that potatoes that you produce only can come to me. All right, the leftover will go to others. You know, it's a monopoly. All right, now you see like a Speedmart 99 is flourishing in every not town and village, every taman. In every corner of one taman, you can find one. They have basically killed all the other sundry businesses. You understand what I mean? All right. Say like for instance, near my house from Chomo area up to my area, Meru, roughly 3 kilometers, they have almost what 6-7 Speedmart 99. Their idea, when they start this thing, they can sell cheaper than other ordinary shop, and end up all the other small businesses will die. This one example I'm giving you, right? Okay. So he's my enemy and I've killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. So now I look for all those people. That means I want to be enemy-free life, right? So that I can conquer. I am Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I'm perfect. Because what? I have monopolized. I have everything. I'm powerful and I'm happy. I'm the richest man. I'm so rich. And I'm surrounded by not an ordinary family, but aristocrat relatives. Okay. You see, sometimes when you go, they always like to say, you know, whenever they go and find when they want to take, oh, you know, this particular person, he's my relative. You know, sometimes we like to show our supremacy, our greatness by pointing out with some of our relations. Even the relations don't even bother about you, right? There is none so powerful as happy as I am. All right. I shall perform sacrifice. That means I do this sacrifice. I do this kind of big prayer. Okay. I shall give some charity and I shall rejoice. So they like to do this kind of charity. They like to do this kind of sacrifice so that their name and fame even increase further. In this way, such a person are deluded. That means he's been deluded and is in ignorance. Okay, now what Krishna says here. 1920, he says, Tanahang Divishatta Kruran Sangyareshu Naradaman Shipamya Jasram Ashuban Ashurish Eva Yonishu Ashurim Yonim Apanna Muda Janmani Janmani Mam Aprapyaiva Kaunteya Tato Yantya Damangatim. Those who are envious and mischievous. Now look at this word, envious and mischievous. These are the dangerous attitude. Who are the lowest among men, Krishna says. All right. Check and balance yourself. Where do you stand? All right. This is for your own reference. Please do not think about a person who are like this. Try to rectify ourselves. Those who are envious and mischievous. Okay. Who are the lowest among men. Okay. Are perpetually, that means they're perpetually, they purposely, I mean, they what they call, they're definitely cast. Cast means what? Thrown. Okay, cast means thrown. Okay, that means cast, the word cast also we call, that means you're thrown without turning back. They are not going to be picked up. All right. All right. Cast into what? Ocean of material existence. Just think about it. So that means the word cast, okay, let me see the definition by this Googlacharya. What Googlacharya says cast meaning. C-A-S-T meaning. Okay, cause, appear to a surface, register word, object made by shaping, molten, act of throwing something. Okay, okay, that means act of throwing something forcefully. All right, act of throwing things forcefully. So that means the nature, those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, I definitely going to cast them. That means thrown possibly with force, throw them inside. Into what? Ocean of material existence. All right. In ocean of material, that means when once a person is cast into that ocean of material, there's no turning back. They are forcefully thrown inside. Okay. And into what material existence? Not an ordinary material, not being a king or a distinct, but into a various demonic species of life. So example, you see this person, this is in Nicobar, Andaman. There's a place, it's no man, that means India government have banned, no one can enter into this island. In between Nicobar, Andaman, there's one small island. The people till today, they are still nomad. And whoever goes there, they will never come back alive. They kill them, they cook them. Even they say they are the most wildest human being. The Indian government banned that no one can go there. There's one Christian missionary went there and he got cooked alive. Right? Or into this animal kingdom. It's all called demoniac, right? This kind of animal kingdom. Attaining, then after that, Krishna says, and attaining repeated birth and death. That means after you attain repeated birth and death among the species of demoniac life. I mean, after they go through this kind of terrible demoniac life, oh son of Kunti, such person can never approach me. They can never come to me. Gradually, that means gradually what happened? They sink down. Just like a Titanic ship. You sink down. Into what? The most abominable type of existence. And the most abominable type of existence is like existing in the form of, look at this lion, in all this animal kind of animal kingdom. To be born into animal kingdom is considered the most abominable. It's so terrible. Okay. So what is the key point that we should think? That we should get rid of it by force. Or at least you can't get rid of it, but at least through the bhakti you have to come out of it, is this thing called the envious attitude and the mischievous attitude. All right. So being envious and being mischievous is totally a demoniac propensity. Okay. We have to be very careful. If you see someone have better life than you, just be happy with them. You can't even happy about them. Just try to avoid them. If you can't take the thought from your mind, purify your mind by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and studying the Bhagavad Gita. By doing that, you will have somehow or other a happy feeling that will sink that envious and mischievous feeling in your heart. It'll get sunk. But eventually, as you go on doing it, it will somehow or other will flush out from your mind and your heart. Okay. If you miss that, this is the situation a person can go in. All right. Envious and mischievous. #21. Trividang narakashyedang dwarang nashanang atmana kama krodas tata lobas tasmat etatrayang tyajet. Krishna says here, there are 3 gates to hell. All right. There are 3 gates to hell. Okay. What are the things that take you to hell? Okay. Lust, anger, and greed. This is very important. Okay. The 3 gates to hell. Okay. 3 gates leading to hell. Okay. Which is number 1, lust. Number 2, anger. And number 3 is greed. Okay. What is lust means? Of course, lust means uncontrolled desire. Okay. The desire that your sanity will be overcome. All right. The desire, that means you can't think twice. All right. So the lust is usually, they will direct to women. But even the lust for what they call material desire. Okay. What is that? I want to achieve big. I want to build a big house. I want to, get a big, huge car. And I want to get a dato-ship. And all this kind of consider the uncontrolled desire. The desire that can never make you think. So usually the desire that, of course, to be a millionaire, to be this and that, of course, only a certain kind of people can do it. But the common word for lust is lust for women, because every man have that lust. The lust for enjoying women. All right. So lust, anger, and greed. So then what Krishna says here? He says that every sane man. What is sane man means? Those who are not mental. Those who are very clear in his mind. Okay, sane. Insane means mental, crazy. But sane man means who are very clear. Should give this up. Should give this up. Must give up this activity. Because you know why? They lead to the degradation of the soul. So it only create a degradation. A person becomes so degraded. All right. So that's the thing. And Krishna continues in 23. Ya shastra vidding uttrijya vartate kamakarata na sa siddhing avapnoti na sukang na parangatim. He who discard the scriptural injunction. This is another important thing. Okay, those fellows who simply discard. Okay, discards the scriptural injunction. What is scriptural injunction means? Injunction means the rules. The rules that put forth. The following the rules, injunction. Okay, this is a law term, also they call injunctions. So those who discard, those who throw away, all right, discard means throw away the scripture, the scriptures, the rules from the Shastra, but act according to his own whims. Right? Nowadays they say, I see all the religions, being religious means anger. Being religious means I have to fight. This religion, don't hate that religion, they fled. So this guy, I just don't believe in God. Throw everything away. There's no God. Right? They discard. All right? Or sometimes certain rules. All right? Sometimes like they say, like when people are becoming more and more modernization, you must understand, modernization is actually degradation. The more people get modernized, that's more that people become degraded. We are degrading terribly. Right? Until one moment says, okay lah, I mean, nonsense lah. Why you must follow this? I gotta see nonsense lah. No lah, no such thing lah. They simply, you see, they have their tradition in the family to worship all these kind of things, but they simply throw it away. Just whims, according to own whims. That means according to his own understanding. So what happened? He attained neither perfection nor happiness, nor the supreme destination. So these kind of people will not achieve any of these things. So when you look at this, photo here, so what are the 4 things? Intoxication. Sometimes they say, who said girls cannot drink? Nowadays, see the girls all drinking beer. Can lah, no problem. All these kind of things, right? Intoxication. They just whimsically, they just throw away all their this thing. Meat eating. Okay. Like nowadays, you see a lot of Hindus, so-called Hindus, disgraceful. They eat beef. What's the idea? They say, since I'm eating meat, why not beef? I'm eating all kind of dead animals. So this is also dead animal. So they don't have any what they call a restriction. Well, they say you want to eat, okay, like go and eat pig or eat goat or something like this, fair enough. All right. But now people are, even the Hindus, the Indians, so disgraceful. Now they start to eat beef because they say it's okay. So whimsical. Then they talk about illicit sex. And what is illicit sex nowadays? You see, now there's the marriage institution is becoming more and more broken. And now they come to the level of living together. Right? Because if I get married, I've got a lot of commitment. Because if I want to discard my wife, I have to give 50% of my property and I give to alumni or something like that. They call alumni, right? Alumni. What? Alumni, by alumni.
Early morning.
Alimony. Yes. I have to give alimony. So I have to give her every month. I have to give her $2,000-3,000 to sustain her and all the kind. So I rather would like to live together. All right. And until when you look at in Western world, I think soon it's going to come to Malaysia. It's going to go everywhere. It's seeping in. All these crazy activities seeping in into every civilization. All right. When you look at America, they live like a boyfriend, girlfriend, and they start to have 2 or 3 children. After some time, then only they plan to get married. After that, only they plan to, in their marriage, the children are their what they call best man or best woman or something like that. They take, they walk through the aisle. The children are holding the hand of the father and mother who have been living an illicit life all this while. Now they plan to get married. Crazy. And the thing that surprises me the most is when they get married, the girls will be like, oh, and start crying. I was thinking, what is so overwhelming is all about? All the while you're living in life like that, living together and do all kind of nonsense. And suddenly the day you get married, this thing. Or sometimes, the person I've been going on together for many years. Suddenly this one guy will kneel and show the ring and says, will you marry me? And they go, and she start crying. Oh, I'm so well. Yes, I was find it so fake. How about you guys? Huh? Maybe I'm too old school. Too old school. I find it so fake. I mean, what is, so when you're going to meet someone who have not met, and suddenly you're going to ask the girl, will you marry me? And the girl become overwhelmed. Yes, I will marry you. She become like so overwhelmed and everything. It's fair enough. They've been going around everywhere, living together for 5-10 years. And suddenly they'll go to one place, they put some music and all the fellas and kneel down and show the ring. Will you marry me? And everybody will say, and everyone around say, yes, say yes, say yes. And after they say, oh, then she say, I agree. And she start overwhelmed, she start to cry and they hug each other. What crap is this? Madness, right? Maybe I'm too old. Yes.
Not old, Prabhu. I share the same view. Old school. You're old school.
No, because my cousin did that. My cousin brother is one of my youngest cousin brother. So they've been going around and everything. She's now the wife, the girlfriend is in Italy and he's here. He's a doctor and she's a dentist and he's some kind of high flying. Then he went to Italy and I don't know where the hell he went. No, there's the place they boat, Venice or something like that. And he said, and after that they post Instagram. I don't have Instagram and all this. So my daughter saw that. He says, Appa, Chitappa actually proposed to that girlfriend. I say, what? Then I met him during my auntie's funeral. I asked, so you went there, you kneeled down, you gave the ring. Yes, yes. Then after that, she became overwhelmed. She cried. Yes. Then after that, you say, what nonsense? You people are going around, living around nonsense, all these kind of nonsense things happening. How fake you all can be. And that fellow says, Anne, it shows you are aging, you are getting old. That's why these young people will never associate with me. Yes, Sadguna Mataji. Fake, really fake. Because they are gone. Who to blame? That's why I'm telling you, bringing up children is not an ordinary joke. It's not a joke. It's not something, give them the best education, send them to the best tuition, make sure they strike all straight A's in the SPM, go to STPM, and they go to university, come back as a gold medalist. For what? You're producing another degraded person. They call Varna Shankara, unwanted child. And these Varna Shankara are going to proceed and going to create more unwanted population. It's very dangerous. Right? So that's the thing. So discard scriptural injunction. Make sure We nowadays, if the children, we cannot impose on them, but at least as a parent, we have to practice it very seriously. Because the children will look at it. Oh, what are you doing, pa? This and that. No, it's very important. Okay. So that's the thing. Okay. Now, 24. Tasmak chastrang pramanang te karya vyavastito nyatva shastra vidanuktam karma kartum iharasi. One should therefore understand. He should understand what is duty and what is not duty. All right. What we understand from here. That means we should know that we are not a whimsical person. We are not a random person. One should therefore understand what is duty and what is not duty. Okay. We should know that we are not a whimsical person. No, we are not a random things. We must understand what is duty and what is not duty. By how? By the regulation of the scripture. That's why we always must refer to the scripture. The day that we're going to discuss the scripture, this is, I don't believe. We go through these studies. Oh, Bhagavad Gita, I don't believe in this. Because I got something else in my idea. That is discarding. That is, you're giving up the scripture. You have to follow the scripture. Even the scripture can say something which is not very pleasant to hear. Okay? Not very pleasant to hear. So sometimes the scripture says something like that, all right? And some say the scripture was written by human being. Of course, that day we proved it, right? It's not written by human being. So that means we have to follow. So we have to follow the regulations that mention in the scripture. Or at least when I give Bhagavad Gita to someone, I used to tell them this. I said, don't make the conclusion and read the Gita. You will never understand. Even in anything. I used to teach on this. Last time I used to do this teaching on speed learning and efficient study, reading. Okay, what is my first lesson when I teach that? I said, first thing, don't make any assumption before you read this book. Any book itself. Don't make any assumption. Don't assume things. All right. First thing, you read the introduction, read the behind of the book. They shows the what this book is all about. Then first read the forward. Then read the introduction. These two things are very important. After you read that, then you know what to expect in this book. Then when you start reading it, read it with open mind. You complete the thing. Then you come to the conclusion. Then he says, does it make sense? Yes or no? Then you come out with your own commentary. This is something I appreciate the Westerners. Westerners are like that. Anything you give, they like to go through it very nicely, thoroughly. Then they will give commentary. But when you see, like, sadly, Indians are not like that. They always have self-embedded ideology in their mind. This is this, this is that. They cannot come out, they cannot break open the thing because they have a strong embedded ideology and culture. That sometimes they cannot think out of the box. Or at least they should come to the conclusion after thorough studies of that scripture or book, whatever. Right? So that's the regulation. So you should understand. That means what is that entire Vedas are trying to teach you? What is your duty? And what is not your duty? And where you should apply your duty? And where you should practice your duty? And what is the purpose of that duty? By doing that duty, what will be your destination in the future? After reading that, then after you read thoroughly, what is your duty? What is the destination of duty? What is the purpose of your duty? Is it worth doing it? All these things. After you go through that, then only you come to the conclusion. Is it worth doing this duty? Is it worth to come to this kind of conclusion? Then you check yourself again. Well, if I don't do this duty, I'm going to be another random person. If I perform this duty, whatever Veda says that you can go to Goloka, go to Vaikuntha, okay, that's secondary. Okay, fair enough. That I can't see. I don't know where's my destination. But at least I can have peace of mind. All right? See, the thing has to be natural. If you take natural product, you feel better. If you take product which is with a lot of chemicals, it's not good. You feel terrible, right? If you take natural herbs, at the same time you take Panadol, you take 2 or 3, you take Panadol, sometimes empty stomach. When you burp, there's a kind of chemical feeling that comes through your nose. We can see the chemical reaction is there. So that means anything natural should please your heart. So at least we have to do this. That's the teachings. So we should know what is duty, what is my duty, and what is not my duty. My duty is to self-realization. And what is that self? Achintya Beda Beda Tattva. All right? No, sorry. Atato Brahma Jiknasa. Atato Brahma. I am not this body, I'm a spirit soul. That's the first self-realization. Second, from there you expand the story. Yes, I'm living in this body. So is this body mine? No. Right. So now I can see in this physical body, I can touch, I can do all these things. But my feelings, I can't see. And what is that? Oh, that is your subtle body. That means I am a spirit soul. I have a first covering, which is subtle body, which controls my emotion. And my emotion is expressed through this physical body, which is made of 5 elements, Mahabhuta, air, water, ether, fire. Even though the body looks so good, this body comes with a very unique thumbprint, unique corneograph, cornea, this thing, unique DNA. My voice, the way I look, nobody looked like me before, and no one shall look like me in the future. My belief system, my idea, everything is uniquely created for you. All right. So it's so uniquely created. Okay. So it's so uniquely created for you. Okay. Yes. But unfortunately, why this body comes with expiry date? Such a fantastic invention comes with a very short expiry. All right. So what is the process of expiry? Okay. Getting old and getting disease. Well, okay. So now the question is, if once this body is expired, you go to the next body. Right? Once the car is expired, you buy another car because you have to depend on the car to travel. You don't have a choice. If one car condemn, you have to buy another car. You cannot say, I don't have money, I cannot buy a car. You have to somehow or other buy another car. Buy, borrow, or beg, or steal, or whatever. You need another car. So that car also spoiled. Then you get. So then the question is, why the thing that I am not this body, but why am I getting this kind of temporary body over and over and over and over again? Sometimes I slip down into this animal kingdom. Sometimes I get elevated to the devas. I become a demigod. And from there we are coming. Why am I on a turbulent? Why am I on a cycle up, down, or like Ferris wheel? One day I'm up, one day I'm down. Even though I am not this body, but why am I affected by this kind of bodily relationship? Yeah. Say like a child fighting. Say like, for instance, your daughter or primary school, standard 1 daughter come to you and say, daddy, my friend did this to me, this thing. So what do you usually do? Okay, baby fight is okay. Okay, ma, don't worry. That is fair. But what happened if you go, did he do that? Did he really fight with you? Why? How she can fight with you? I come to the school. And good call her. Why did you fight with my daughter? So this kind of thing. So this is all bodily affection. That means, sorry. So this all, so that analogy I gave, example. So it's like this. It is not supposed to be the situation for you to fight, but you are simply going there. And similarly to our body, even though this I'm eternal, I'm this thing, but why am I getting affected by all these things? Why am I looking at another body and feeling very envious? Why I see another body, they seem to be very happy and very successful in life. But eventually they suffer. But when I see another person who don't have anything, who's taken the path of bhakti, he seems to be very happy even though he don't have anything. Why I see the person who have so much of money, they don't feel satisfied. They still have to go on looking more and more. But what happened when I see a sadhu, he seems to be so satisfied in life, he just don't want anything. He said, even you want my chadar, you take it and go. Why? So there's something there. That means I am identifying it in a very wrong way. And what is that proper perspective? I need to find the truth. Research. The word research means refinding it. The thing that has gone, find it back, refine, research, search again. Where? Search again. Where? And eventually, by good fortune, we get connected with this Bhagavad Gita. And let's see what Krishna says about this. Then Krishna says, you are not his body. Yes. Oh, yeah, makes sense. And he says that you have a first covering, which is called subtle body, which controls your emotion. Yes, fair enough. Yes, makes sense. Then third thing, he says you have a gross body. Yes. And that gross body got how many elements? First 5 elements. Mahabhuta. The body is made from air, water, ether, fire. Right? Then secondly, you have 5 senses. Yes, you have all the 5 senses to execute and work in this body. Yes. Just like the car, got a front light, got signal light, got horn, got airbag. Yes, yes, okay, all these, yes, fair enough. Then after that, you have the sense, knowledge acquiring senses. Okay, so from the eyes, you get the knowledge to the sight, your ears, see, okay, fair enough. Then you have working senses, all right? That is your throat, your hand, your leg, your anus, and your genital. Okay, fair enough. Okay, all these things. But unfortunately, the Krishna says, all these things are temporary. And you're cast into a situation where there'll be birth, death, old age, and disease. Oh, yeah. Makes sense. Correct. I born, I die. In between, I get old and I get disease. So unpleasant. Now Krishna says, but you can give up all this and come to the place you never go back. And what is the procedure? Man manaba mad bhaktu, mad yaji mam namaskuru. Oh, that means if I do this, yes, then after that, he start to give you lot of clarification. Clarification over and over and over and over again until you come to that conviction. Yes. So what I need to do? I need to practice this. But looking at all the rules, oh, I don't think so I can do. Then Krishna gives assurance just by surrendering unto me, just by performing bhakti, you can come out of it. So that means we are elevating ourselves from the demoniac nature. We are coming into divine nature. Hey, wait a minute. Demonic nature? Am I a demonic nature? Everyone born in Kali Yuga, they are demoniac nature. That's the thing, you know, the demonic nature can never survive in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Dwapara Yuga. Of course, there's small places, but not on a world. But in Kali Yuga, everything. Nowadays, when you go and say you're a vegetarian, say, huh? You're a vegetarian? Seems to be like vegetarianism is something like very surprising. In those days, those who eat meat, they eat meat outside of the village. They go there, they slaughter, they do the barbecue and everything, they eat and come back. They don't have a market that sells meat. But in Kali Yuga, you can't find a market that sells vegetable. They see a big crowd, all varieties of meat, and a small counter only for vegetables. So that is how we come. So that means we should understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulation of the scripture. Okay, and knowing such rules and regulation. What's the point if I know such rules and regulation? So one should act so that what? So that he could gradually be elevated. So the elevation process takes gradual process, right? It gradually, that means if we start to practice steady, all right, you take a baby step. Don't think, oh, I need to leap. No, take a baby step. Gradually, you can be elevated. Okay. Okay, now let's look at the next one. Okay, now you see, in Satya Yuga, the first Yuga, the demons and the demigods were in a different planet. They were living in a different planet. So the second Yuga, in Treta Yuga, the demons and demigods live in a different city, like Ayodhya and Lanka. In Dwapara Yuga, the demons and the demigods live in the same family, like Kaurava and Pandava. In Kali Yuga, now, the divine and the demons qualities are in the same person. So every one of us have the divine quality and the demonic quality. So true knowledge, we try to bring down it is just like what they call, what is the word? The thing that balance both. What is the word, Krishna? In Malay, we call daching. In English, what they call?
Weighing scale.
The scale, right? There's a term for. Okay, anyway, the scale. You know, the scale that left and right. All right. One place becomes heavier, another place goes up. This flow become heavier, this flow goes up, right? So that means we have to increase the quality of divine. Therefore, we reduce the quality of the demonic nature. And keep it that way till your last breath. But while your divine nature is so strong, right? The demonic nature is high, the divine nature is good. But somehow or other, when you try to attack and associate with the wrong person, somehow or other you try to balance it, I just go up and down. So the knowledge is very important. Okay. By maintaining our divine nature, we can keep our demonic nature at the gates. So does that mean that you don't have a demonic nature? The nature is there. So we have to be very careful. We do not allow. So the worst thing that going to trigger your demonic nature is envy and mischievousness. So take the commitment RDC formula, read Bhagavad Gita, distribute and chant Hare Krishna. You can see your divine nature becomes more and more manifest, and you start to see your demonic nature will keep it at the par. You will keep it far away. All right. So with that, we end the session. Is there any questions or any comment? I hope you like today's session. After Saturday, Sunday, I also feel like Monday blues. Anyway, I would like to ask you, tonight I'm free. I got an appointment, but of course it's no more because my children's school's holiday started. Will it be okay if we can do chapter 17 tonight? Will that be okay? Because we do chapter 17 today, tomorrow morning will be the final chapter, chapter 18. Okay, the question is who can't? Okay, Kesavan says can. Rusan Mataji say you can't. Okay. The timing will be 7:30 to 9:30. We will also say unable. Logi say can't. Okay. Looks like majority you can't. All right. So 3 to 1. So we take it as this. Okay. I mean, therefore we continue tomorrow morning. All right. Chapter 17. All right. Then on today's on Wednesday is Gita Jayanti Day. We do our chapter 18. Krishna Rubini say you can't. Okay, no problem. Okay, we just maintain the morning session. Okay, we open to question. Any questions you'd like to know? Any clarification? Any takeaway? Anything that you get? Some new ideas? Anything you'd like to say? It's okay. It's okay, Prabhu. We do it in the morning. Yes.
The chapter 17 is quite short. Is it need to 2 hours for tomorrow chapter? Quite short, yeah.
Chapter 17. No. It's not long. Short.
Yeah. But only the 18 is quite number
18
there.
18 is the longest chapter. 70 verses. Chapter 17 is 74, 70. Oh, sorry, 78 verses.
Yeah, very
Longest.
long.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll try to. I have made it summarize.
Oh, okay. Because the last part is the most interested.
Yes. Definitely. But maybe we overshoot a bit, lah. Say like we supposed to finish at 11, maybe we overshoot by 11:30 or something like that, lah. But don't miss chapter 18. It's a very, very important chapter. The final.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
after
I
that,
remember.
yeah.
I remember
Then
back. Yeah, you say.
yeah, you remember what, Mataji?
The best, the last batch is about 3 hours.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. But I'll try not to go to 3 hours, lah. The last batch, chapter 18, was 3.5 hours or something like that.
3
I
hours,
can't even
21 minutes.
Huh?
3 hours, 21 minutes.
3 hours, 21 minutes. I had a trouble because all these things I'm sending to China, because they're translating into Chinese language. And the last chapter, the last week, 3 hours, 21 minutes, I couldn't load. I couldn't load through WeChat. I couldn't load anything. Even I can't load through the email or something like that because it's so big file. It's around 1.5 G or something like that. But eventually they showed me a way where you can send as an attachment or something like that. So they can watch quickly. That means the thing will last with them for a week or something like that. After that thing, it get deleted. I told her, I take the thing that, try to record it, put one camera or whatever, record the thing, keep it, archive it, or you try to translate. So that is how it took.
Nice, Prabhu, to attend 3 hours. Very nice.
Yeah. So on this Wednesday is Gita Jayanti Day, and the day that we are all best if we all can recite the entire Bhagavad Gita. In Ipoh, we are planning to do a recital on a Wednesday. So those on Ipoh, please come at 6 p.m. So we're going to sing the Bhagavad Gita, the verses only. And on Thursday, we also plan to do that. Maybe on this thing. But the next week, Thursday, we're going to celebrate the entire Gita, Gyan, what they call? That means we're going to recite, we try to recite the entire Bhagavad Gita. It's going to take around 4 hours. Was it next week, right? Krishna Rubini? This week and the next week. I think this week or next week, or something like that, right? So I'll try to connect online. So those people online also can join us in reciting the entire Bhagavad Gita. It's very auspicious. Yeah, so that's all. So anything else you like to discuss? Any comment or any questions?
Krishna
All
Prabhu, Thursday I cannot join because we have a program in the center.
No problem. Yeah, tomorrow, of course, you have a problem, but after that, Thursdays, you can join online. Lah. So if we do.
Thursday cannot Prabhu because got program in the center.
Oh, your center program Thursday, yeah?
Thursday and Sunday, alternate Sundays.
Oh, okay. No, you're no more in Penang, right? You're no more in Taiping. You're in Penang Island, right?
Yes.
Yeah, their program is on Thursday. Yes. All right. All good. Okay. If there's no question, we end the session here. Thank you for so much for such a wonderful moment in time. Discussing Bhagavad Gita is truly an exciting feeling. And the final Gita program is going to start on 13th, starting all over again on 13th of December until 30th or 31st of December. After that, there will be no more Gita Gyan program. So if you know anyone if you think you have benefited, encourage all your friends to come and join the next class, the final Gita Gyan program. After that, we're going to study this. We're going to start the Sastra study program, whereby we're going to study all these other books of Prabhupada and also Acharyas. It may take at least 4 years. All right. And those people who have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can please subscribe so that any updates, that any upload, you immediately going to get it. Right. So if you think the class is nice, please like it and please share, because they told me you need to encourage people to like and share. So by doing that, I get some benefit. I'm not sure what is the benefit, because they said I need to do 500. So far, I got almost around 50 or 60 only. So anyway, so do me that favor. So till then, have a beautiful day. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha paditanam pavinebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Have a nice day.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much.
Hare Bol.